Alright, so here it is, guys. It has to be done like this because that's the way God intended, okay? It's meant to be viewed in terms of inception. I don't know if I'll get that video brought back, but I've appealed and whatever. But, you know, here is me videotaping my laptop where I made a video and I didn't do anything wrong about talking about stuff I had in front of me, talking about reality. Now, I'll even read you the description, okay? I'm blown away here. I have the perfect sale version of a free energy device. The schematic is all over YouTube and the numbers are finally coming out of me in a comprehensible way. Cheers. Bunch of numbers, 5.89 millimeter radius, so say 5 millimeter radius, heaven magnets, leave us enough room for the 6 axles. So, here we are, guys. Enjoy. In true Inception mode. Alright, holy shit, guys. So, I made the last ranting video, and then I said something to myself. I said, what if my formula here is how you create the fourth column of Fibonacci is basically a part list or step-by-step construction method on how to fabricate this. Okay? A free energy device. Okay? You know? Let's go down the rabbit hole, guys. Alright, so it all starts at the beginning, okay? So, in Fibonacci, okay, the first row is just self, n plus 1, be just numbers, in order. This is a column of Fibonacci that we know, okay? Nothing special, guys. You guys can do this at home. Easy peasy, Japanesey. X, Y, Z, okay, your 3 dimensions of our reality, and then our 4th dimension, okay? And remember that 4 makes 5, because 3 makes 4 makes 5, because we can't create shit with a 4, because hex only completes when a 5 is created. So there's also numbers here. I haven't gone that far yet. Okay, so when I noticed the pattern of 0, 1, 5, I remembered Roman numerals of 0, I, V. Okay? Thought that was interesting. So I said, okay, let's just put the 5 here, and let's make that n, okay? And then we know the top one's going to be a 0, so that's going to be n minus 5. And the one before it, because in the previous, or duality, we have a relationship between 0 and 1, so I figured why not just do n minus 1, and we came up with 4, okay? Now this is interesting. Alright, so let's start at the beginning, because if you don't understand the beginning, you're not going to understand how you get further ahead. And humans have a tendency of really overcomplicating things instead of understanding the dots and lines first, okay? So what I've noticed in the relationship here, between 0 and 1, the duality of 0 and 1, in our 3-dimensional experience, okay? That's a 2 relation, okay? And the next Roman numeral is 5, V. But in my column here, that's the only, like, when you get to 13, there's an X involved, so it's no longer a V. So I put that in its own row. Okay, so that's a 2 and a 1. The next 2 numbers are 13 and 28. Those need X's. Okay, so there's another 2. The next number is 50, which is a multiple of L, which is Roman numeral for 50. The next number is 9. 100 minus 9, so it's probably a CIX. Anyways, so there's a relationship between a 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3 pattern. You know? You gotta make the V. You gotta make the V, guys. Now, in the building blocks of the 4th dimension, we have 0s and 1s to play with, because we're in 3-dimensional reality. So we're allowed to play with something with the 0. What's gonna play with the 0? A 4. Now, what that means is that you're gonna have a singularity, and then you're gonna put 4 other singularities around it, depicting a plus or an X. Okay? So what's going to happen now is that you're going to make a V, a 5, okay? N. You know, there's lots of V's here, guys. There's a V here, there's a V here, there's a V here, there's a V here. There's 4 5s. Think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 5s is 9, which is balance, and 4 5s is 20, which is the cross, which is your 8, which is your 33. Anyway, we've discovered 0, 4, and 5 because of this formula. Okay, n is equal to 5, n minus 5, because we know the top has to be 0, and then n minus the other dimension of 0 and 1, and 5 minus 1 would be 4. Okay, so those are building blocks of the 4th column of Fibonacci. Now let's move on to the more exciting stuff. So now we've discovered that n is equal to 5, okay? So this depiction is now a new something. It is a 5, okay? Or it is a circled 4, I would assume, okay? So this dot now would then expand to contain the 4 other dots, because we didn't really create any lines here, okay? Maybe 4 dots, is a depiction of 4 is a depiction of 4 zeroth dimensional singularities, or 4 could be a depiction of 4 one-dimensional lines. It doesn't matter, they both work. But when you create a 5, these 4 dots, or 4 lines, the circle is going to become bigger to encircle your dots. So your 4 is now a 5. Okay? That's N. I'm trying, guys. We've discovered our new base unit. Okay, our new base unit is going to be this. That's going to be a 5 now. Okay? So the next equation, so n plus 1 is equal to n plus 2 times n minus 1, and n minus 1 is equal to 4. What I believe it means is that n plus 1 is equal to 5 plus 2 times 4. So n is going to be equal to our 5, which is our singularity right here. Now, 2 times 4 means that you're going to have 4 what? Dots or lines? I think it's both. So you're going to be given 4 dots and 4 lines. 4 segments, okay? What does that create? That creates one plane of heaven. Oh yeah, and by the way, that equals 13. Now solving for n plus 2, which is equal to 28. There's going to be n plus 1, or 13 plus 3 times n, or 3 times 5. So here's the equation, okay? So in this depiction, okay, we have to take what we created before, which was a 13, which would be n plus 1, 13, which is going to be depiction. Instead of writing this, I'm going to write a ring now. It's going to be a plane, like an XY plane, let's say. Okay? Now, in this depiction, you can obviously that we'll just call the bottom one the XY plane. Okay? Now, what do you need? You need everything from before plus the new stuff. The new stuff is 3 5s. Well, I see many depictions of 3 5s, guys. A 5 is a V, guys, in Roman numerals. Well, I see a V here, I see a V here, and I see a V here. I also see 3 5s, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would create a new plane, like an XZ plane, let's say. How do you do this? Okay, and then I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just see 3 5s, guys, for each of the planes, the XY, the XZ, and the YZ, to create something I can't really draw, but have it very well depicted right here. I'm freaking out a little because I think free energy is meant to be made this big. Okay, my scale is a 1 is equal to 60 millimeters. This is a 480 millimeter cube. Okay, it's a 2 by 2 by 2 inside a 6 by 6 by 6 inside an 8 by 8 by 8. You do the math, guys. But look, I always said that inside of heaven, okay, there are 12 one-dimensional lines. On each one-dimensional line, which will be curved, obviously, there are going to be 8 magnets, okay, totaling 12 times 8, 12 times 8 is 96, which is 69, in the middle of this, read backwards, 96 magnets, okay? Now, I just blew my mind, guys. So, remember I said, okay, to create heaven, you need 6 dots and 12 lines, totaling 18. Now look, 13 plus 5 is 18, okay? Look at this. 13 plus 5 plus the x is 28. Interesting, no? Oh, it gets better, guys. Remember I said that you have to have 42 magnets on the inside of the big wheel and 8 magnets on the outside of this wheel, totaling 50 magnets, guys? Okay? Remember I said that they're supposed to be 22 millimeters each? Well, what's 13 plus 5 plus 4? 22, guys. 22 mil. I've done it. I'm positive that these are instructions on how to create a free energy device. I'm positive. So heaven, or n plus 2, is equal to 28, is equal to the x, y, and z planes of the central celestial sphere, which I call heaven in this model, okay? That's 28. It creates the plane to construct the rest of the box.
Alright, Inception is over, guys. Think of that what you will. But, I think I did a good job of putting it all together. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Yeah. Who's on the left, who's on the right? Wow, guys.